Welcome to the Going North podcast, where you will be encouraged, informed, and empowered to embrace your dreams and advance in life through authorship. I'm your host, best-selling author, certified leadership trainer, and book enthusiast Dom Brightman. Be sure to check out the goods and services from every guest, as well as some of the books from yours truly, the host. Now let the fun begin. And today on the Going North podcast, we bring you some fabulous humans from across the globe. Today is no different. We got some black girl magic in the hizzy for shizzy. That's right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Some BGM, not no background music, but some black girl magic. Yes, indeed. Puns on the spot. I love it. And this guest in particular, this fabulous author right here, is a certified life coach with over 18 years. You heard that right, folks. 18 years of experience of working with youth, young adults, and women throughout the community and in ministry to pursue purpose, passion, vision, and destiny. That's right, divine destiny, y'all. And in addition to all of that goodness, it gets even better because here comes the cherry with the icing. This fabulous lady right here holds a BBA in finance as well as business management from Northwood University, as well as an MBA from Regent University. So we got a master's in the building. And she's so much of a master in certain arts that she's a Lean Six Sigma Green Belt, which is also first on this podcast, as well as a Scrum Master, which is also another first for this podcast. So let's give it up for the fabulous TJM herself, Tanya J. Miller. How you doing today, ma'am?
I don't know how to respond, Dom. Like you, I don't know if am I gonna live up to all of that, but I mean, gosh, but I like that black girl magic. But yeah, I'm doing all right today. Can't complain. How about you?
Oh, doing good with 25 O's.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
That's right. It's so good. You got to say good like a ghost.
Hey, that means that you're making it. So as long as you're making it, we are good. So absolutely.
That's right. Too bad that wasn't the Holy Ghost, though.
I'm done. Oh my gosh, we gonna have fun tonight. Okay.
Well, and speaking of ghosts and good without the ghost, mind filling in any cavities on what I may have missed in the introduction and tell us who is the fabulous TM herself?
I mean, you definitely, like I said, I'm trying to live up to that. But what I would say, what I try to do, and what I hope comes through with what I do as an author, speaker, coach, strategist. I hope that know that I want to work with you to figure out how to fit the puzzle pieces of life together, because I want to help you do life right and well. And I hope from that I'm able to help you to do life and leadership unapologetically on purpose. So that is what I desire to do. That's what I try to do, and what I hope comes out in the books I write, and times that you hear me speak, and anytime you work with me as a coach, anytime you work with me as a strategist. I hope that comes out, and you get that that's what my heart and what I know is my assignment to do and fulfill. Like I said, now I'm trying to live up to it, so hopefully I get that done as we go north in this conversation.
Sweet. As they say, the green is grass here, or should I say the grass is green on the other side. So for those that have no idea what that Six Sigma Green Belt is, mind filling in the folks like myself who are on the lacking side of the game of what that is?
It's one of the project management certifications. You probably have heard of a PMP. That one is definitely more popular, but lean is kind of the approach to it. A lot of times people look at it for supply chain or project management or just corporate side of things. But for me, I use it in my organization and what I do with organizations or even businesses or even individuals. I look at it from the standpoint of being able to see where there's areas to improve how you're doing life, see where it's areas to solve problems that you may be having and how you weren't able to see it as clearly as possible. But I'm analyzing and synthesizing what you're telling me, and I'm going to try and help you to solve that problem. And so that it is one that is improving your life or improving your organization, your nonprofit or whatever. But it's from this, it's definitely, the core values or the fundamentals of Six Sigma around are what I bring to working with individuals. So it's, analyzing and solving for problems, as well as looking at it to see where you can take a lean approach to completing a project.
So folks get that six pack by getting their work done. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. Making you be on that lean. Yes, indeed.
Oh
Yes,
my
indeed.
gosh. See, I'm not talking about the link he's talking about, y'all. So don't get it twisted. I am not talking about that kind.
What? I'm talking about the green one, the Six Sigma.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah, man. Well, enough of my nonsense. Who am I kidding? Probably got 50 more minutes of this nonsense, but that's freaking awesome, though. The fact that that's actually part of the project management awesomeness, yes, indeed. Because all I hear about is PMP, and I see the Six Sigma going around in
Hmm.
different belts and whatnot. So is there like a black belt that's the highest level that is yet
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
attainable?
There's the white belt, a black belt. There's a couple, like, not as, like, there's a, I think, one below the green belt. But as you go into it, and the process is kind of more projects, or when you become the main person or the main project leader, that's where you can go after the certification to go higher, in Six Sigma. But yeah, there's different levels. There's always levels to what you do. And so the more you see the levels, the more you know that there's opportunity for you to go higher, to grow more, and to level up and go north. So hey, I'm at the green, but definitely always aspiring to go higher, as the opportunities see fit. Because it's to help people. That's what I'm about.
That's what I'm talking about. It's fitting you're looking to go higher and it's green, so all the good stuff out there.
Hmm.
Yep, that's right. I know you're no selling it. You know what I'm talking about.
I
you,
hear you. I
you
hear you.
you can dodge it all you want, but it's coming for you. That's right. All the good smoke. Let me stop. But seriously though, the fabulous thing is that not only are you working on the fabulous levels of awesomeness and project management, you also are the author of 6 books and counting. So what led to six?
The first one, I think sometimes once you get that first project and that first book done, you kind of know you didn't finish telling the story, or you still have more in you that you could offer to people. And so you keep doing it because, when you know that's your passion to write, and if it's more to what you can offer people, you do it. Some people are the one hits, and then some people just know that there's more out there, and they produce it. So that's more or less. I knew that there was more stories I had to tell. I knew there was more I had to offer, and I knew that I wasn't done. So if I'm not done, why stop? So I'm keeping going.
Oh, yes, indeed. It's like you got a mini series going on here. Freaking love your titles. There's the Mind Matters, Get Your Mind Right. And then, of course,
Mhm.
the things my mama said. And then there's more
Yeah.
things my mama said with the prayer journal.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you got to pray them through. You can't. They don't listen to everything. So you might need something a little stronger. So you need to pray them through, because they didn't get it the first time. So I knew I needed to add a little bit more to the table with that project. Yep.
That's right. Yes, indeed. Gonna need that prayer. Some use the rod with the prayer. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, if that was a part of your life, that was a part of it. And some, it was beneficial in how they, you know, learned and were disciplined, and some it wasn't. But so you got to figure out what works and do what's necessary so that they can learn, the life part of what you're trying to teach them. So if you can make sure you do that as a parent, or somebody that younger individuals look up to, then the message will get across. May not get across at that time, but it'll get across eventually.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And that eventually can sometimes take 3 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. Or 3 years or 30, you know.
Oh, yes, indeed. But in this case, it's 18 and counting with the youth and young adults. So, what led you to helping out the youth at the age of 5?
I appreciate that. Honestly, I'm a pastor's kid. So, a lot of times you have to do everything or at least appear to want to be active and involved. And so just knowing that I had a responsibility, to be where I was supposed to be and do what I was supposed to do because people needed what I had, what I was offering, and what I was going to give. I knew that was, that was on my life to give and to serve. And so, starting out, just taking over, first just kind of a mentor in, different organizations as a teenager. And then after graduating high school, becoming over a youth department, then working with young adults, and then even later down the road, working with women as well. Like it just kind of continued on to be something that I knew I was capable of doing and I had the heart to do it. So if I'm capable and I'm able and my heart is for them, that's where my passion lies. I might as well go after it and help where I can. So we all have our way in what we do and how we do it. So we owe that to ourselves and to the people that need what we have.
Oh, yeah, capable and able. I'm loving that. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. One of the PK magicians with the alliteration. That's what I'm talking about right there. Capable and able because she is able because he is able.
Mhm.
That's right. And when the he, she is able, it leads to another he, she. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Woohoo! So you got these magical 4 pillars of purpose, passion, vision, and destiny. So what
Yeah.
led you to discover those 4 magical pillars?
I feel like, I think you talk about, secrets to sustainable success and tips and techniques to advance yourself. A lot of that is what you talk about. So I imagine that those are the principles of what you do to help people with your work as a speaker and, just even what you do as an author and a podcast individual as well. And, just even life coaching yourself. And so for me, my pillars of what I offer are even the standpoint of what my brand and what I do sits on are purpose, passion, vision, destiny. And so basically the passion is where it starts. That's the ignition, that's the igniter, that's the flame. So from there we can at least know what the possibilities are and pull from that to be able to tap in and to uncover or to delve deep into where your purpose lies, because that's where your heart is. And so from there, the vision is we look at that and use it to give you a roadmap and give you ways that you can branch out with a strategy and a plan. And so you keep going and you keep doing this part of life and this journey. And so you're always working towards what you know is there and you're able to get to eventually in time, and that's destiny. And so even though I say it's the pillar, it's the foundation, because I know it's always changing, it's always revolving, it's always, shifting and pivoting as life happens to us. I look at it also as a wheel, the wheel of it keeps turning, you keep seeing more, you keep being exposed to more, you keep seeing the levels of the possibilities, you keep seeing where you, how you can go higher, how you can go north, how you can go wider even and add more depth to what you do. And so that's why I also look at it as like a wheel to those 4 pillars.
Ah, so someone's been stalking me. That's good. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, I gotta know who I'm talking to. I gotta know who I'm talking to.
Yes, indeed. Aloysius Lewis. Let me stop. Oh, man. But yes, indeed, definitely right about that. Definitely right about that because that is definitely a foundation that everyone needs, and that can And it shows that you actually had that good foundation at home with being a pastor's kid and being able to create what you have thus far, and the fact that you're still on the train and still keeping it going.
Absolutely, absolutely, as you are as well.
Ah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, what's next for the fabulous Tanya?
I mean, I'm definitely looking, to continue to, like you are, continue to be what I am as a speaker, as a coach, as an author, as a strategist. So we're always looking to see where the opportunities lie and, leverage them, take advantage of them, and use them for what we know we're supposed to do in this life, which is to help people and inspire and motivate them. So as a coach, I'm always uh, doing what I do to offer just even free advice, free help, through my platform. I'm talking with Tanya, but also when the opportunities come to actually work with clients as well, that's always there. And then, as a speaker, we're in this, like you said, this crisis, this corona, this COVID, this Roni, this Rona, whatever you want to call it. Like I've heard so many names, like Ronnie, just I done heard Coke, Auntie Coco. Like I can't even
What?
keep saying these names. That one messed me up. And then I heard another one that they calling it vid night, like vid code. I was like, wait, y'all just okay, I can't. But that with it, in light of it, I have to look at it as an opportunity. Do I stop what I'm doing? Do I halt? Do I take this opportunity to dig in even the more and to offer more to everyone so that they don't get stuck, so they don't get in their head, so they don't let, layoffs, furloughs, cutting of hours, sickness, death, fear, take them out. And so if I can be a source, of hope and inspiration, if you can be a source of laughter and motivation, then that's what we do in the middle of these times in crisis. So that's definitely what I'm doing and what I'm offering and what I'm trying to do. So like I did last week, the other week, 7 days of Mind Matters. This week I started 7 days of Get Right, and just kind of things to ask yourself, moments of reflection, action, and then just kind of quick advice to get you through the day. Because sometimes you need that, like what you do. Know sometimes you need that laugh. Sometimes you need the humor to find the story and the hope in the journey. So we all are doing what we're doing to help everybody get through this because we're not alone. We're together.
Yes, indeed. Together like one foot with the other. That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Because all God's children got some shoes. Yes, indeed.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed. So it's good to have fellow believers on the show so I can make some more of these holy jokes.
Hey, I'm with you. I'm riding with you. Because like I said, I know there's a story in what you're sharing, and the purpose behind it is to give hope and to motivate beyond the circumstances. So I'm with you. I'm riding with you, Dom. We all good. Good, good with all the O's, the 15 O's in it.
We got a ride or die chick on the show, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. And she's spoken for. Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Congrats to the husband.
Thank you. Thank you. Going on 13.
Woohoo! That's what I'm talking about. Yes, indeed. Snagged her when she was 18. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, all right, just watching that, looking at that watch, like, all right, we almost there. I got you.
Ah, not quite, but I sure do appreciate the compliment. Thank you for sure.
Oh, man. Well, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, any advice for those out there who may be losing faith during these times and need their faith to be strengthened?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think kind of what I've even said, about you and what you do, find the hope, even if you feel hopeless and helpless, find a way to get out of your own head and looking at just what you see now, because we are all here now, but we won't be here forever. And so just know that, like, we may be, or you may be, or somebody may be in the middle of a time that can be the worst time of their life. but it's just a moment in time. It's not forever. And so if they can find a way to process it, if they can find a way to see their way through it and to get onto the other side, or to even go higher, to go north, to go where they know the possibility is, do that. Because I said earlier today to someone, I was like, we may fall down, we may fall down, but we fell up, we fell up. So in the middle of why you're feeling at your lowest low and at the bottom, know that you have nothing else, but for you to go up, even in the midst of failure, even in the midst of loss, even in the midst of defeat, even in the midst of unknowing. We have the ability to find our way to go up, even when we're in the middle of all that. So, fail up, go higher, go north. We'll get through this. So stay encouraged, stay motivated, and keep the hope.
Oh yeah, that's right. Keep the hope alive.
Absolutely. It's a saying, it's an age old saying for a reason. He made a point and it sticks still today. Absolutely.
Oh yes, indeed. Throw honey on all the surfaces for a reason, so it can stick. Yes, indeed.
Mhm.
That's right. Keep it sticky like a sticky bun. That's right. Oh man, but yep, definitely true, definitely true. Cause hope, that's the easiest thing one can do.
Mhm. Absolutely. And we
Yes.
can find hope, and even in darkness we can find it.
Oh yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's right. When it's darker than oil. Yes, indeed.
Yep, yep, definitely. We got to stay the course. Find that compass, find that inner work, and find that way to get back on the right path.
Oh yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This one's getting all the brownie points today. Yes, indeed. She got the whole pan today. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay, okay.
That's what I'm talking about. All the brownies. Don't worry, these are the normal brownies, not the
These the
420
clean
brown.
ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. These the G versions. All right. I can roll with that.
All right, G for good. Let me stop. Yeah, man. Yeah, yep. That's right. The power of being lit for no reason, even though it's really a reason or the reason. Woo. But as with all victories, they didn't involve roads that were full of flowers. So, what's probably been the biggest setback in your life that actually set you forward?
Probably the background of why I wrote My Matters, which was the first book. It came from a point in place where I had myself got stuck and I was in my own head, and I was trying to figure out my the way to jump back into life, because I literally been stepped on, stomped on, thrown under the bus, then ran over, then put in the ditch, then thrown dirt. Like it was like, okay, really? Like, am I supposed to make it through all of this? Like you create like things that probably people don't have in their lifetime. We, me and my husband had it multiple times, like 6 bouts of unemployment in 7 years between the both of us in the middle of an economic crisis and dealing with that, and being in a particular part of the country where they weren't rebounding. There wasn't opportunities. People that were supposed to retire were having to stay on longer and just not have their retirement because they were taking care of maybe their kids that got laid off or their hours cut, and then their grandkids. So it was literally just so much that was happening as far as my health. Those challenges came up. And so it was literally blow after blow. And I was like, okay, I have to do something about this. So, part of doing something about it was, of course, go talk to someone, go get help. Because if you don't feel like you can do it by yourself, then don't, get what you need so that you can get out of the hole and you can, see the light again. So definitely that was a part of the path and the journey. But I started back writing because I stopped. Talking with Tanya has been around 15 years. It started as a blog back in the day when it was AOL dial up and an email, and everybody didn't even have an email, a computer, or internet. So you get the picture. And so I stopped writing. And so part of that journey to getting back to me was back writing. And I literally started to just write and saying to myself, hey, I don't want anybody to feel like this again. I don't want anybody to know how to not get unstuck. I don't want anybody to not know how to get it out of their own head, jump back into life, get their mind right. Then I don't want, anybody that sees them not to know how to talk to them or be there for them and provide support. So I'm just writing this down. And that was it. I literally had no expectation that it was going to be anything. But 5 years later, I literally got that knock and say, hey, you know that book you wrote? And I was like, I didn't write a book. What are you talking about? And just realizing that I did. It was a book and it was for other people. And it was just for me to just sit it down. It was time for me to pick it up. And so that's what I did. And in the midst of that, I also wrote a journal with it and I published it, you know, right, 5 years after the like you said, where I was already down and I kept going even further with the life situations that were happening. But in the process of going down, I found a way to get back up again and to fail up and to use what happened to help others know that even if you're down, you can get back up again. Even if you are at the lowest of lows, there's always a way out of it as long as you see your way clear. So it definitely was a part of what made me get back up again and to definitely see that I had a firm purpose, and that purpose was to do what I do now and keep going.
Oh, yes, indeed. A book for every job where unemployment happened. Yes, indeed. Turn that pain into a paycheck.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
That's right.
Turn it into purpose, turn it around. It doesn't just happen by saying it. You have to do it, speak it, and believe it. So turn it around. You have an opportunity to use even what was the worst thing to live it and be in spite of it, and to help others to do the same.
Yes, indeed. Do the thing. Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We got an overcomer in his house, y'all. That's right. In the podcast house, we got an overcomer.
I mean, that's how you go north. That's how you sustain success. You got to know how to get over it, even if you've been under, right? I mean, I'm sure that's some of the principles you talk about and what you help people with, because they don't just get success by saying "I want it." It's it's a journey, and it's knowing that there'll be lows, there'll be ups and downs, there'll be times when people won't book you, there'll be times when people won't, look you up or ask about you or ask what your name is, and you have to know that success isn't defined specifically to when you're in the light. Success is defined in, you knowing you are the light and you got to keep shining even when it seems like it's dark.
Oh, yes, indeed. Darker than any chocolate. Yes, indeed.
Mhm.
That's right. And then come out cooler than three cucumbers.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Some say cooler than one cucumber. Nah, cooler than three. Gonna make that hat trick happen.
Mhm.
Yes, indeed. Well, speaking of making magical hat tricks happen and success, what advice would you give to yourself if you were to wake up tomorrow and you were 25 again in 2020?
Um, it actually goes. I have another quote that I love by Miles Monroe, but I came across this one earlier today with talking about success, and since we're talking about success from some of the books that you've written and some of what you do and how to even sustain it. The quote that came to mind was how he said that success isn't tied to necessarily what happened, if you will, or even what we look at or where we are now. It's a part of who we were because it was a part of birth. And so he says success is not just existing, success is making it to the end of why we were born. And so I would tell myself that at 25, because I would literally be in the middle of some of the things that I talked about. I would be experiencing them for the first time. I would be trying to figure out my way out of it, and I would tell myself, "Hey, don't just exist in this. Know the reason that you were born for this, and you will get to it. Your success. You will get to the other side of it because that's why you're here." And so I would remind myself that so I could be ready for the lows of my journey of success.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about. Lil John says get low. Well, I say get high on your own
Yeah,
success through God. Yes,
yeah.
indeed. That's right. Through God, not the green stuff. Yes, indeed.
Mhm.
That's right. Yes, indeed. Well, fabulous, fabulous. So, for those who want to keep in magical contact with you and all that the fabulous Tanya is doing, what's the best way for folks to reach out to you?
Definitely on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter under Talking with Tanya. So, definitely connect, definitely follow, definitely like, because when I know and I'm able to do what I do, that means that it's because of you. So I always thank you and appreciate you for following, liking, and supporting. And then Tanya J. Miller is my site. All of the links are there to social media and information on the coaching, speaking. Because, maybe you want me to come tag team like I did with Dom tonight. So, hey, you might want me to book me for speaking. I'm not a certified Maxwell speaker, but I speak. So check me out. And definitely there's information on leadership strategy sessions as well and that work. And then also classes that I have on life and leadership that are online at school.tanyajmiller.com. And then there's a direct link for the books and the journals and also message merch. I'm about reinforcing that the message of purpose, you know, throughout everything I do. And so you'll see a lot of what you hear me talk about in a message tee or in a message button or sticker. So check me out at shop.tanyajmo.com. And if you want to connect even the more, you can go to bit.ly, all caps, join fam, and you'll get 20% off your first order on there. But hey, I'm about that prime life at Amazon. So I'm on Amazon as well. Books are in print, digital and audio, because I'm audio girl, and then the journals are in print. So check me out, look me up, do your homework so you can know what I'm offering. And what I'm offering is, motivation, inspiration, encouragement for where you're at. So definitely support me. Let Dom know what you think about the podcast and comment on it and give him the love as well, because we all do what we do, and we do it because we know that we can offer what we've been through and what has happened to us, and our life story and experiences. We can offer that back to you. And so Dom is providing that platform for me, people like me, to do it. So if you want to keep hearing the stories, make sure you support, follow, and even buy his books. Like, he's not just a entertainer and performer. He's an author too. So check him out. Check us both out.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. There you have it, folks. She ain't just wrote a book, she also read it too, baby. She's got an audio. Yes, indeed. So if you blind, you got yourself a chance to read this book. In this case, listen to this book. That's what I'm talking
Absolutely.
about. Pray the Lord. Yes, indeed. Pray the Lord. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, any parting words to folks still listening?
Like we said and what we've talked about, we've definitely had laughter. We definitely had jokes and fun. But ultimately, like I said before, what's in this is the message of hope. What's in this is the message to stay motivated, to stay inspired, and find a way to go up. Even if you feel that you're at your lowest low, even if you feel down, know that there's ways, there's opportunities, there's resources, there's help, there's books, there's people to help you wherever you are at, to figure out your best way to go up, to go higher, level up, and do this thing called hope, right? So, we're here for you, and so stay encouraged, keep doing life unapologetically on purpose.
Thanks a bunch for your listening ears on the Going North podcast. I hope you really, really enjoyed that episode. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to share it with your friends and family, especially those who love podcasts and love listening to some inspiration and motivation.